Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this super short floor plan, triple slide Winnebago Intent 28Y. So this is a very short Class A. It's not as tall as some, and it's definitely one of the shortest floor plans you can get in a smooth riding Class A motorhome. This is a super smooth riding motorhome. I personally have driven it between Texas and California. When I bought it, it just barely had over 1,000 miles on it. And after the trip, it still has less than 4,000 miles. The 1,500 mile trip between Dallas and California is still under 4,000 miles on this 28Y. Now let's double back and pause here, and you can take a look at the floor plan and specifications. You can pause the video right now while we're looking at the floor plan and specifications. You want to know how tall it is, how wide it is, how much water capacities. It's all right here in the floor plan and specifications. Before we go too far, I'm going to point out this is a really high-end version of Winnebago. The Intent is similar to the Adventurer that they were offering. This has rear kitchen, an outside kitchen with an outside refrigerator, outside TV, outside sink. It has a lot of cargo storage capacity in a floor plan that's as shorter than most of any class of motorhome. The only thing that comes close to this is the Mercedes-Benz, but those do not have anywhere near as much interior space. This one has even a doghouse inside that you could use that's never been used. Under the bed, it literally has a doghouse designed into the coach from the manufacturer as an offering. This one is glossy exterior. Again, I acquired it in 2025 with just barely over 1,000 miles on it. This is a almost brand new 5-year-old motorhome. So very clean, excellent condition, a lot of cargo storage capacity, all ready to go, and you could camp in it tonight. So with a short floor plan, they are ideal if you plan to go to the beach and park at beachfront campsites. This short floor plan can fit in almost all beachfront parking spaces. So if you say, hey, let's get reservations for an RV spot on the 4th of July weekend, the shorter the motorhome floor plan, the easier it is to get a reservation. And also it's easier to park. If you have a home with limited parking space, this is much more practical. It's literally slightly longer than a 24-foot most basic motorhome. This is a 28, so 4 foot longer than a 24. So again, I digress to the floor plan and specifications. So very clean, one-piece front windshield, full auto leveling system, 3 slide outs in a short floor plan, which is very rare. Everything was working. I camped in this and traveled in this for 1,500 miles myself before making the video. And then we detailed it. We tried to address any little small issues we could find, but it is almost brand new, so there's very few issues. If we go close up down the side of the motorhome, you can see the reflections in it. Look at the reflections in the motorhome. Some of the servicing that we've done, we went and resealed all the silicone edged to keep water from damaging it in the future. It has large lighted cargo capacity. The awning are metal shrouded. It has a LED light strip in the main patio awning, but each slide out has its own topper awning to keep sun, rain, and especially if you pull under a tree, the squirrels and crickets and birds can't drop their little acorns down and trap them on top of your slide out. That's a problem if you don't have slide topper awnings. That's one of the biggest problems. Imagine if that awning was not on top of your slide out. and we'll go on the driver's side to be specific. Let's take a look up there. So if you didn't have that awning on top of your slide out, and you go camping under a tree and the squirrels and the birds are dropping acorns on top of your slide out, and then you put your slide out in and start driving, as soon as you slam on the brakes, all those acorns would hit you in the back of the head in the driver's seat. So slide topper awnings are extremely important in RVs. Some RVs don't have them at all. This is not the cheap short one. This is a high-end short one. So don't let this one get away. These are pretty rare, especially in this great condition. I mean, you can always go buy a brand spanking new one, but this being a 2020 model was built right before COVID. So this is a pre-COVID coach. After COVID or during COVID, the problems with the coaches was all the workers had to be 6 feet apart wearing masks and goggles and all of that stuff. And it's a lot harder to build a motorhome, and they were really popular, so they were in a hurry and rushing. So this is a pre-COVID coach, very clean, low miles. You might go see that there's a 2025 out there with 20,000 miles. That's probably a rental, so you want to avoid those too. This is a really nice one. We're gonna go inside in a minute, and then we're gonna come on the roof, look on top, look underneath, see all the good features of it. This does have the V10 engine in it still. Some of the 2020 was like the last year you could get a V10. So this is extremely fast and lightweight with a V10 engine. So it gives excellent fuel economy because it's not as heavy as some of the bigger ones. Going inside the Winnebago, we have easy access light switches right in the front to turn on some of the main lights. We have under cabinet lighting. We have electric drop down bunk bed. We have a dinette convertible to a bed, so like a dream dinette. So you could sleep people here, you can sleep people up here. 3 slide outs. So the first slide out is open, the second slide out is open, and the third slide out is open. And then we have the rear queen bed. So reading lights under the bed, privacy doors, all the wood, because this is a very low mileage coach. Less than 4,000 miles, original miles on this coach. It's really clean. All the interior is good inside. It has not been lived in. Go in the restroom. Nice ducted ventilation fan. Full. This has like a residential style septic system, so you can hook up to water, sewer, and electrical. Some of the smaller RVs have like cartridge toilets and things like that. You're not dealing with anything like that. This is this you can connect to the city system and use like a residential toilet when you're connected. So we have the TVs in here. Right now we're getting over the air TV broadcast. Local Southern California over-the-air broadcast KTLA Channel 5 is appearing on the TV, but in our area you can get over 150 channels. The fridge is on, it's nice and cold. It's clean. Everything in this coach is super clean. So as we go into the bedroom, I mentioned this has a doghouse built into it. The previous owner didn't seem to have any dogs. There's no evidence that they had dogs, but this model comes with the original manufacturer's installed doghouse. So the under the bed area can be a doghouse if you have a little dog, because they have a little doggy entrance in here. If you're not using it for your pets, you can use it for storage. It's a very large storage area, or it can be a little dog storage area if you have little dogs. So that's a feature that they do offer. So that just lifts up to access under bed storage, or you can use it as a doghouse area. Again, there's no evidence that there were any pets in this RV before. Your front bunk control is right here. It's electric front bunk. It has 3 slide out controls, easy access. Your generator start and stop, your water heater and water pump switches are right here, and your level test, so you can check what your fluid levels are. And then you have solar on the roof with a built-in solar charge controller capable of charging the RV. Power inverter, press and hold down, and then you can turn on the inverter. So you have 110 volt inverter power. Press and hold, inverter goes off. Wall mounted light switches stop your fluid level test. Air conditioning controls. This turns on your 110 volt power inverter, so you can have power even if the 110 volt power, even if the generator is not running. This enables it. Wall mounted light switches. Press and hold to turn it on, or press and hold to turn it off. This is the rear AC control. So you have dual AC. Both can run at the same time on generator. We have little HDMI ports and power points throughout the coach. Wall mounted switches to easily turn the lights on and off. So the fridge is running right now. It's on plugged in power. We have the sink. This sink doesn't move. This comes in close, so you don't want to store anything in here when you're moving the slide out. We replaced the kitchen faucet with a brand new faucet. And then this easily turns into a bunk where you can sleep additional people here. So sleep capacity, I would say, is 2, 4, 5. Possible you could sleep 6 if they're not too big, but 5 is reasonable. This ladder stows away. With the engine running, it's going to beep at you if the jacks are down, which they are down right now, so you don't drive off or try to drive off with the jacks down. We're raising the front bunk up to the ceiling, and it stows away, and you're ready to travel. The beep, beep, beep is because the engine is running and the jacks are down. That's a reminder so you don't hurt your motorhome. This ladder can fit in the space of the rear queen bed, and then with the engine running we can close the slide outs, which I'm going to demonstrate for you. So forgive the beep 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 because the jacks are down. So you press in twice, slide goes in. This one has electric slides, so you can put all 3 in at the same time. When the engine's running, you have enough power to support that operation. But it's a good idea to keep your eye on what you're closing to make sure you don't accidentally close it on something important. Note that even with the slide in, your little pet has a passageway through to the doggy area. That still has access. It's a little bit tighter. I'm going to turn off the beeping noise. It's a little bit tighter to move through when the slides are closed. With the slides closed, you can't really watch this TV, but that's what iPads are for. You can watch the bedroom TV if you want to lay on the bed. I'm able to move through. I'm able to access into the restroom with the slides closed. Access out of the restroom with the slides closed. Of course, if you're at the campsite and all three slides are open, you have so much more room. For a short motorhome, this is very spacious. Very spacious short motorhome. And of course, these seats swivel around and you have your extra table up here, so even if somebody was sleeping in that position, you could still serve breakfast to 2 people on this table. Of course, you can always go outside at your campground and use the picnic tables that most campgrounds have. So easy access to the motorhome with the slides closed. Underneath the dinette, we have storage and more storage. So your bottled waters or your winter clothes or your summer clothes and things like that, you have a place to stow it underneath in the dinette. We're going on a little test drive of the super low mileage Winnebago intent motorhome. So its actual miles right now are 2,842. I acquired this motorhome in Dallas with 1,400 miles on it, and now it has 2,800 miles after driving it from Dallas to California. Going on a little test drive of the super short, super low mileage Winnebago intent motorhome. We're driving along through this residential area. This is a very short motorhome, and the mileage odometer reading right now is 2,843, 2,843 original miles. And then if we press through the info button, the engine hours on the engine are 100.4 engine hours on the engine. Super low mileage. We're driving through this residential neighborhood. It's very quiet. This still has the V10 Triton, which is not easy to get anymore, but in a new motorhome or a late model motorhome. But this is a nice one. If we turn on the turn signal, we have a side view camera display. We're gonna come around the corner here. I'm gonna see if I can back it down this maybe I can make a U-turn in this little cul-de-sac. I was gonna back it down, but see if we can make a U-turn. We'll get close to the curb. Watch our side, see if it will make it. And do we have to stop? No, we don't. We didn't even go all the way down the cul-de-sac. We've made a successful U-turn in the cul-de-sac. So we're able to make a U-turn in the cul-de-sac and not even use all the available space. Because this is so short, it's very, very maneuverable. You know, if you look at those C-Class, the ones with a Ford van on the front, they cannot usually even make a U-turn in that tight of a radius. So this is a very tight radius turn capable motorhome. It drives very smooth. It drives very quiet. We're just cruising through a neighborhood here, hands off, it goes straight, the steering wheel is straight. And then again, side view camera, left side or right side or rear. You turn on the turn signal, you get the appropriate side view camera, or if you put it in reverse, you get the rear view camera on the navigator screen there. That's the little cul-de-sac that we made a U-turn in. It has a lot of power because this is a smaller, shorter, lighter weight Class 8 motorhome with a V8, I'm sorry, the V10 engine. So it really has a lot of acceleration. It is not a race car, but it is very quick for an A-class motorhome. You have plenty of power to go up over hills. You don't have to slow down, so maneuver, things like that. It's not disappointing at all. Just listening to the motor, that's super low mileage. People say, well, how long will these engines last? You know, these are used also for like FedEx vans, things like that, have the V10 in them. They just drive all over the countryside as work trucks. But this is a RV with low mileage. Should last a really long time, especially if you take care of it. Easily maneuvering through the residential streets with excellent visibility out the side view mirrors, because we do have wide convex mirrors. When you're driving through driveways and neighborhoods, you have to watch out for tree clearances and things like that as you drive along. Some of the trees get planted pretty close to the roadway, and so you don't want to get too close to the trees. We have our power sunshade. We can put it all the way up if we want, or we can put it down. So that power sunshade lets you drive head on into the sunrise or the sunset, and then you can just keep on going without losing your vision from having the sun in your face. Because of the sunshade, you can lower it down a little bit when you're driving. It will stop. It will not go all the way down. That's as far as it goes when you're driving, and I can still see the stop signs and things like that. So as we take a look underneath at the chassis, this is in, you know, less than 3,000 miles on this motorhome. Tires, hydraulics, oil, everything is in excellent condition. That's your catalytic converter. It's intact. Everything is good. Roto molded storage compartments will never rust. Your exhaust bright and shiny. Tires almost 90% of the tread life remaining. That's an 80-gallon fuel tank next to your hydraulic jacks there. And in the back we have our generator close to the fuel tank, so it does not vapor lock like some. 7-pin connector, and your towing package rated for 5,000 pounds worth of trailer towing, and plenty of power to tow. That's your low point drain for your water, so when you let the water out, those red and blue hoses are the drain points for your water system, so you don't have to store stagnant water when you're not using the motorhome. And again, an alternate look at the exhaust system. That's a doggy leash tie down, so if you have dogs, you have a little anchor point that's easy to access. Of course, be careful with dogs in vehicles. That's your suspension in perfect condition, no leaks, not even seeping anything out. Nice and tidy, top to bottom. You have the outside kitchen, of course. We've showed you that a little earlier. And then that's your water compartment with your water pump, your cold lines and your hot lines for your fresh water. This is a roto molded cargo compartments. That's your inverter right there, and auto transfer switch, which powers your electrical components. This is your brand new house batteries and your electrical room compartment. Front tires. Take a second look at the inverter there. I'm showing it twice. And then these are lighted compartments. Take a second look at the battery. Looks pretty ship shape. You have propane tanks, removable propane tanks, and that's your leveling hydraulic jack system. Exterior storage right here. On the opposite side, it's lighted compartment. your water tank dumping location and your power connection to your generator. You have a little plug so you can plug in and power your generator. If your house is under one of these rolling blackouts, you can even plug your house in if you have a transfer switch installed. You can actually use the generator on this RV to power your home in an emergency. If you have an auto transfer switch installed, then those cost starting at around $400. There's a car battery in here, which, just to show for the size of the compartment, is a very large compartment. Your 4 kilowatt generator will power both rooftop air conditioning. And speaking of those, they're up on the roof. You do have 2 ACs, and they will both run from the generator. They are soft start air conditioners, and all your awnings and everything are in great condition. You have a digital TV antenna on the roof, and this RV is very, very low mileage. So my name is Mike Johnson. Thank you for watching my video. Check if this RV is still available by going on my website. My website is printed right here on the license plate frame. Is mybestcar.com. If you're on YouTube, you can find this video by searching for my channel, which is mybestcar.com on YouTube. There's no dot on the YouTube channel. And then the company name, if you're writing a check for the vehicle, is A Buyer's Choice. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, call between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 951-681-2101. Also, P.S. if you know anybody who's selling or thinking about selling or soon might sell an EV, electric vehicle, like a Tesla or Prius Prime plug-in hybrid or any of those types of vehicles, any make or model, tell them don't sell it till they call us first, because we are in need of EVs for government programs that we participate in. Again, you can call us at 951-681-2101 between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. California time. Thank you for watching.